What up, kids? All right, on this day in history, the American Red Cross was founded in 1881. So it was established in Washington, D.C. by humanitarians Claire Barton and Adolphus Solomons. So the American National Red Cross was established to provide humanitarian aid to victims of war and natural disasters in congruence with the International Red Cross. So really where this kind of stems from is the Civil War, which the Civil War took place ended about 15 years before the Red Cross was actually started in America, but that's where Claire Barton had worked. She worked with the sick and wounded during the Civil War, and she became known as the Angel of the Battlefield. Obviously, you probably understand that medicine was very different. So you have to understand that there was still a lot of growth to be made at this point. So to have an organization, dedicated to medical needs was pretty cool. President Lincoln actually commissioned her to search for lost prisoners of war, and with the extensive record she was able to compile during the war. She's succeeding in identifying thousands of bodies after the war, which also is something that hadn't really been done a ton before. She headed the organization into her 80s, and she died in 1912. So this is her. She's a big part of she's a large part of the reason we have even nurses. I think one of my friends was telling me she learns about Claire Barton in school because she kind of is on that forefront of nurses in the United States. Okay, so let me go over the assignment that you're going to work on for the next couple days. So, yes, it's the ISN, but it's one where we have, so this is the chapter 31 ISN, but it's one of the ones where you have these these artifacts to look at. So let me just make sure we go over this and we're good to go. This will be due Tuesday. We will have our last Zoom meet next Tuesday. Sorry, today's Wednesday, so hopefully, or today's technically Thursday. I'm recording it on Wednesday. So hopefully we'll have our last Zoom meeting the following day where we'll kind of button up what we've learned about ancient Greece. And then we'll be done for the school year. Woo! Also, before we go any further, this is kind of what your rundown is going to look through today. You'll do the preview, key terms, and then 31.2 and 31.3. And then the other days you're like, oh my gosh, Miss Seaman, we have 4 sections. They're really short. The sections are really tiny. It's actually only about some of them at the most are like 2 pages of reading. You're going to be okay. Also, you don't have very hard things in language arts, so you're going to be fine. Sorry, so let me go back to the ISN. So you are going to do the preview. In the blue box is where you'll put the letter of what word matches. So autocracy is A. Okay, so you would put that in there. Good. Okay. Then you have your key terms. Do not Google to define. I don't know how many times I'm going to have to say this. But I don't want Google definitions because, again, often you Google the wrong things and it's not in context. So then the rest of these, for section 2, you'll have to, section 3 and so on, section 2 and 3, so on. Okay, you'll have to place a placard letter for which one of these fits, okay? So when you look at them on here, they're not in order of section. However, placard A does go with number 1, so you write in this box, instead of answer here, you would just put A. And then you need to make 2 observations about the artifact, and then you need to add 2 to 3 observations, at least 2. And then write about at least 2 contributions from the textbook reading, and you'll do that for all the rest of the sections. So make sure you get this done, and then the last part, you'll have to answer this question. Hopefully by now you need to write a complete sentence, and make sure you answer it completely, or else I'm going to be real not happy. Yes, I will talk to you guys next week. Bye!